Today, we uncover why over 23 million Americans are preparing for the apocalypse or just a really bad hurricane.
He's the man knows what you need. Water, food, security, greed. No surprise when storms expand. Local prepper is the man.
Over 23 million Americans are preparing for disaster or even the end of the world. From stockpiling food to building bunkers, prepping is a massive movement in the US, unlike anywhere else in the world. In this video, we're going to do some deep diving into why preppers and prepping is so popular in America, what fuels this obsession, and what it reveals about our society. So stick around. This is going to get a little wild. So exactly what is prepping? It's all about being ready for emergencies, big or small. On one end, you've got basic preparedness. Think a few days of food, a flashlight, and a first aid kit for things like storms or blackouts. Preppers call this shtf, and when stuff hits the fan, basically. There's the extreme, like Doomsday prepping, where people gear up for a total societal collapse with years of supplies and off-grid skills. Are going to be completely necessary, to be honest with you. Anyway, here's the kicker. About 29% of US adults, 74 million people, are into some form of prepping. The industry's it's set to hit $2.4 billion by 2030. But why is this such an American thing? Let's break it down. Now, prepping thrives in America because of its culture and history. Think back to the frontier days, cowboys and pioneers, and the idea that you've got to fend for yourself. That rugged individualism is still alive and well, especially in rural parts of the country where self-reliance isn't just a hobby, it's a necessity. The U.S. also has the geography for it, huge stretches of land where people live far from cities or even help. You can combine that with a cultural love of independence, and prepping feels like a natural fit. It's less about fear and more about embracing a can-do attitude baked into the American story. But it's not just history driving this. There's something deeper, something about how America views the world today. Let's talk about that next thing. One big reason prepping is big in the US, people don't trust the system. Think about moments that shock, that trust, like the Y2K panics. When people feared the world's computers would crash, or the awesome 2018 Hawaii missile alert that had everybody running for cover, over a false alarm. These glitches show how fragile things can be. Preppers believe that when push comes to shove, whether it's a natural disaster or a bigger collapse, you can't count on the government, the grid, or even society to save you. It's about taking responsibility for your own survival. In a time when faith in institution is shaky at best, prepping isn't just a trend, it's a mindset. But how far does that mindset go? Let's look at the doomsday angle. For some preppers, it's not just about storms or blackouts, it's about the end game. In the doomsday clock, a symbol of global catastrophe, it tracks threats like nuclear war, climate collapse, and such. And in 2024, it hit 89 seconds to midnight, closer than ever before. This isn't just science. It's a cultural obsession. America loves apocalyptic stories, from religious end times to zombie movies. Prepping turns that fascination into action, preparing for a world where everything falls apart. But why does this hit harder in the US? Well, it's because it's tied to how Americans see themselves and where our individualism comes in. Prepping screams individualism, the belief that you are your own best defense. And this ties into a strain of American thought, often conservative, that rejects big government or collective fixes. Preppers say, if the world goes down, I'm not waiting for someone else to save me. Not everyone can join the movement. Let's talk about who gets left out and why that matters. Prepping sounds great until you realize it's not free. Stocking up on food, gear, or a bunker takes money, time, and space. For millions of Americans, even basic preparedness is out of reach. Privilege of prepping shines a light on a bigger problem, like shaky social safety nets. Some see prepping as hoarding, a way for the haves to protect themselves while the have-nots get left behind. It's not the prepper's fault. It's just how the system works. So, is prepping selfish or smart? Maybe it's both. Let's wrap this up. Prepping nuts? Not really. In a world with real risks, pandemics, climate change, system failures, it's logical to want a backup plan. But there's a flip side. Going solo only gets you so far. Collective action, stronger systems, better safety nets could mean fewer people need to prepare in the first place. Prepping shows us what's broken, but also what's possible. So what's your take? Are you stocking up or banking on society to pull through? Drop your thoughts below and hit that like and subscribe button for more videos just like this. I hope you got something out of this video, and as usual, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.
When central power rules the game, when thoughts controlled in freedom's name, when the governed lose to government might, tell me who's got the wrong kind of right.